Ooh, what's up, Philadelphia sports fans? I am Anthony Pinto,
And I'm Kevin Christian.
and welcome to the War Room. We are War Room Philly. Good to see everyone out there again. It's been a little bit,
Hmm.
especially since we've been on Twitch.
Yeah,
Um, I think each one of you may have escaped it. I think each one of us has gotten a little sick over the last few weeks.
I have avoided it so far.
Yeah, so I don't want to knock on wood, but in particular, Keith and I got hit with like the week long plague, not coronavirus. I should clarify in today's times. I'm not infecting you guys by watching. Not with coronavirus, maybe with some stupid thoughts. But yeah, it was a little bit of that, a little bit of this, and nevertheless, here we are. We're back, and right where we should be. And then we'll be recording the podcast Thursday, so stick around Friday. We'll be dropping the fresh podcast. There's going to be a lot of NHL and NBA talk. So if it feels like we're avoiding any of those guys tonight, we won't be, and we're not going to avoid it tonight. We can talk a little bit of everything. But tonight's show is going to be heavily centered around the Philadelphia Eagles. And I'm just realizing, as always, the most prepared streamer on Twitch. I had the Sixers on in the background. Um, and yeah, kind of wish I could just do that in real life and just tune them out. We're not going to talk about the Sixers. But there's this ongoing Ben Simmons situation, and we might as well maybe just get it out of the way now. You know what? I don't know if I've got your thoughts on all of this. So before I give anything on mine, and again,
Right.
we might be repeating this on the podcast. We hope people check it out. Give me your thoughts on the Ben Simmons saga as it is today, October 26th to 2001.
So I don't think I've been on since the craziness really went on. With the practices and the sweatpants and the all of that. It's one of those things, and I've talked about this in the past. It's a shame to see what it's gotten to. Um, I'm not sure that there's any. I mean, the most of the blame obviously goes on Ben, but I think everyone's kind of made missteps along the way. Um, and now you're at a point where it's just a bad beat for everybody. Um, I don't know how this could possibly end well. We've talked about in the past that Joel's window of opportunity for a championship is probably one of the smaller ones for superstars like himself. Um, so for this to eat up this whole season would be absolutely devastating for the chances of this team winning. Um, so it's one of those things where it's just rough to watch at this point. It seems like they've gotten to a semi decent place of him stepping away and then kind of figuring it out, but I don't know how you figure this out at this point. I mean, there's just been too much said from both sides. Um, and whether or not we agree with what Maury said or what Joel said, none of that helped. And obviously, none of the stuff coming out of Rich Paul's mouth helps any of this situation. So it's a shame. It really is. Because now it's going to set this team back a long way. You're not going to get any value from him without him stepping back on the floor, and I don't think he's mentally prepared to do that in front of Sixers fans, and I don't see it happening at this point.
Here's what I'll say about Ben Simmons, just to kind of go off of the last thing you said.
Yeah,
The not being prepared to play in front of Philadelphia fans. Um, Believe it or not, Philadelphia fans are some of the easiest people to win over. And yeah, we're gonna I say this frequently. I still feel, especially in today's time, that I'm probably one of the biggest. I don't want to say Ben Simmons fans, but I'm probably what other people would call one of the biggest Ben Simmons fans still in Philadelphia. And what
right.
I mean by that is right now, right now, if Ben Simmons steps on my court, he's getting booed.
Right.
He's earned that,
Right.
right? Um, for numerous things, none of them really even being about Game 7 at this point. Like, that probably is what would have happened prior to this, not from me. I don't think it's worth booing in Game 7.
Correct.
I think the team was worth booing in Game 7, and I said that then. I
And
said
they
that.
and you were there, correct? They did get booed that night.
Oh, yeah. But you know what else happened? Every time Ben Simmons stepped to the line, the people went ecstatic for him in trying to cheer him on at the free throw line, and never once booed him afterwards. So this whole notion that Philadelphia is to blame for the Ben Simmons drama is bullshit.
It's a big part of it. I'll disagree with you completely there.
Again, if he's looking...
19,000 people do not represent this city.
If he is looking at the cesspool that is social media, that's on him. But when you go to the games, day in and day out, Ben Simmons has never been booed. Not on home court at the Sixers. At the end of the games or at the end of halves, yeah, sure. And that's not individuals, that's the team. But right, Ben Simmons doesn't handle the ball and get booed like Sidney Crosby would. So this whole notion that Philadelphia is to blame, it's not. It's 100% on Ben Simmons and his unwillingness to play offense. And with that, again, and that's not the loss. And this isn't even why he gets booed now. Now he gets booed because of all of the drama that he ensued in the offseason, calling out individual teammates one by one. In particular, Joel Embiid and Doc Simmons, who's not really his teammate but his coach. I thought the Doc Rivers thing was pretty petty, but again, dare I don't want to say warranted, but okay, I'll give him that. But to take it to the level that he's earned to get booed. But guess what? Go out, score 30 points that game, and we're gonna cheer you like crazy.
Yeah, I don't think he's got that. I don't think he has it.
We've seen it plenty of times before.
No. I mean, he can score. I have no doubt that he could do that. I do not believe he can play in front of these fans again. I do not believe he can handle being booed at the beginning of the game and go out and play his game. I don't think he has that. And I think he knows he doesn't have that, hence the mental issues to stay away. And which is, I don't know how easily anybody takes being booed on the court as a normal human being. Now, athletes are not normal human beings, so I get beyond that with him anyway. My thing with it is, he has said some really stupid things this offseason. And if he hasn't said it, he's let his agent say it. But he wasn't the one who threw him under the bus. He wasn't the one throwing teammates under the bus. He wasn't the one throwing players on the bus. That was Doc and that was Joel. And that's what started all of this nonsense. So, yes, Ben and the way he's handled it has been childish at the minimum. It's been ridiculous always. But this did not start with Ben. This started with them. And I don't see anyone fully blaming Philadelphia. I think to pretend that Philadelphia is not – the fact that it's in Philadelphia is not a part of it, I think is insane. It absolutely is. Because if he was playing in Sacramento, he would be having no problems right now because their fans don't care. So while that's a good thing for us, again, when you go to the stadium – now I haven't been to enough Sixers games. I definitely haven't been in enough Sixers games where Ben's pulled some stuff to hear whether or not he's been booed personally. I will take your word for that. In the papers, on the radio, online, he is ripped by Sixers fans more than any Philadelphia athlete, and I am a diehard Flyers fan with Claude Giroux as my captain. Mm-hmm. I've never seen anyone get ripped the way he did. The only thing to me that came close is Carson at the end of his time here in Philly. So
I would say welcome to Philadelphia. Ask Ryan Howard about it. Ask
Ryan Howard, who still was never treated correctly even after an MVP.
Ask Donovan McNabb about it. Ask pretty much every star that's played here that even Howard has won a World Series and throughout his entire career, even after the World Series. Yeah. Chase Utley could go out on the field and forget his shoes and people will be like, man, but he plays hard.
Yeah.
And again, love Chase, love Jimmy Rollins, and Jimmy Rollins, another perfect example of he called the Philadelphia fans front runners, and we still love him because we know to an extent he's not wrong. To an extent, there is when you play in a big city like Philadelphia, you're going to have a lot of casuals. So yeah, those casuals are front runners, but there's always the diehards.
I can't see chat. I don't know if you can.
Yeah, it's quiet tonight. It's quiet tonight.
I just wanted to make sure. I was like, I can't get into. I can't see us.
Okay.
On Twitch.
On Twitch at all?
No.
All right. It says we're live. I hope Twitch isn't down. Maybe we'll.
I was like, before we keep doing this from the.
No. Yeah, I'd rather see it. Like I said, it currently says everything's good.